Next we discuss about the working of a air vessel of a reciprocating pump. These air vessels are fitted especially on single acting reciprocating pump. So this the function of this air vessel is when the fluid come to this air vessel, the air inside the cavity will be get compressed, and as and when required, that compressed air will push the fluid into the main channel. So the main purpose of installing air vessel into the reciprocating pump is so we can see that we know that the fluid is indeed accelerating and decelerating through the suction side as well as in the delivery side. So this the fixing the air vessel is to ensure that the flow through the delivery pipe and the suction pipe is almost uniform. That is indeed done by we can see that here we divide the entire delivery length delivery the length of the delivery pipe into two. That is the length between the middle of the piston to the entry of the air vessel, as well as the remaining length is notated as LD. Here in the section side also we divide these part into two, like up to the length to which the air vessel is fitted is noted as LS dash, and the remaining length is LS. So the core purpose of installing this air vessel is to maintain a constant flow rate through a longer section LS as well as a longer section LD. We ensure a average uniform velocity rather than a fluctuating velocity typically will be having without an air vessel. So its function is we can see that during the suction stroke, if you take the suction stroke, while the piston is during the suction it is accelerating and bit decelerating. Up to the from the theta 0 to theta 90, the fluid is supposed to be accelerated. However, the fluid coming through the delivery pipe is not sufficient, so the compressed air in the previous stroke actually has been allowing the fluid to move from the air vessel towards the piston during the theta 0 to 90 to ensure that a constant velocity fluid is passing through the suction side. Then during the deceleration period, that is from theta is equal to 90 to 180 degree, the fluid which is because less fluid is supposed to enter the piston, so that the additional water coming through the suction side is actually entering into the air vessel, so that what happens is the fluid may accelerate and decelerate in the section LS dash. However, we can ensure that a constant velocity fluid is moving through a longer length LS dash. The same thing is true with the delivery side also. During the return stroke, the fluid is supposed to accelerate. That in that time, the fluid is accelerating. Fluid is actually compress the air inside the air vessel, and fluid enters into it. So that a constant velocity exists at the in a length LD, and also from theta 270 to 360, that a deceleration phase, the fluid actually the compressed air will be the compressed air in the vessel will be pushing the fluid into it, so that what happens is on an average we can ensure a constant the fluid is moving with a constant velocity throughout a longer section LD as well as the LS. So the fluid the flow rate is Q is being modeled as LAN by 60, that is the fluid is actually entering into the piston. So to any of the branches, either in the suction side or in the delivery side, there the fluid is moving with an average velocity V bar, and the area is area of cross section is A. Further we know that omega is nothing but 2 pi n by 60, so that we can model the average velocity through either the suction side or the delivery side is nothing but A by A into R omega by pi. So now we discuss about the pressure head in the during the delivery stroke. So what happens essentially is the fluid will be accelerating and decelerating only in through this length LD dash as well as in the LS dash. The remaining then the LD and LS we can ensure almost an average velocity V bar. So to modify the pressure head, the acceleration head is nothing but LD dash by G AD into R omega square into cos theta, as we have done earlier. But note that the acceleration head is only the contribution is only from the smaller length LD dash. And as well as there is a friction head exists also due to this fluctuating head, that we model it as L for FL d dash square v square by 2g dd. So this v is nothing but then the fluctuating quantity a by d a by ad r omega sin theta the whole square. We know that at initially when the theta is equal to 0, this quantity will be 0. Again at middle it will be maximum, and at the end of the section stroke it will be again reach the velocity is 0, and this head also will be 0. And HFD is this is the major contribution to the friction in the longer side. Like this is either in the this is in the delivery side. What is the friction happening in the longer pipe? So that is being modeled as 4FL d by 2g dt square. Here you can understand that this is this average velocity Vd is we taken to modeling the friction head in the delivery side. So the a by d, so already we derived 4FL d by 2g dd and a by ad. So here we are taking the area of the delivery side to obtain the velocity at average velocity at the delivery side. Then so that we will be getting the total pressure head as at the delivery side as HD plus HAD acceleration head, then HFD dash is the friction head in the fluctuating side as well as the friction head in the constant or the average velocity side. Then Vd square is the the velocity head with which the fluid is actually moving in the delivery side. So we can actually have the total work done established from both. So the similar thing is actually true with the suction side also. We can derive the same expression in this way. So the total work done will be nothing but rho g QH or mgh. It is rho g q into the total head is we can sum it as IFS plus HS plus HD plus HFS plus HFD, then 2 by 3 HF dash, since it is the same the parabolic curve what we obtained earlier. Then 2 by 3 HFD dash also, that is also true with that is the parabolic part. Then Vs square by 2GD, and typically we omit these for quantities for the analysis unless otherwise it is being specified. So next we see what is the effect of introduction of an air vessel into an indicator diagram. So here we can observe that. So this is the typical curve with which the fluctuating the friction head by considering the change in velocity. So that we can even omit a smaller HF S dash that is a fluctuation friction head due to the fluctuation quantity. So in that case we will obtain this is the modified line with which or an average constant velocity can be ensured in a majority of the section length. So that we will be instead of a parabolic part, we can reduce that to a rectangular section with which so that we will be getting an a saving in our total work done also. So that is being estimated by, so we can devise it as the work done without the air vessel is nothing this is the work done with without air vessel there is okay, if it is the air vessel is not fitted on the thing, so that is we already have derived the expression for it, that is nothing but 2 by 3 into base into the total height or HFS, so that is without the air vessel. That is the work the derivation we already done earlier. Now we consider with air vessel that is being modified as we just have seen that it will become a rectangular area. So that is the base into the, again the height will be with the HFS is being that height HFS will be calculated with the average velocity v bar d. So the total work saved can be, we can express it as W1 minus W2. So this is the without air vessel, and with air vessel that is being taken it as W2. So the only difference is actually happening during the work done, the contribution from the HFS part, or sorry the contribution from the friction part. So this is the difference that we can notice. So essentially what happens is the percentage works that can be saved is nothing but W1 minus W2 divided by W1 into 100. So we can we will be if you do the analysis, this analysis for a single acting reciprocating pump, we will be getting a saving in when we're done as an 84%, and as well as for a double acting pump the saving in work we obtained is as 39%. So this is why we are installing a air vessel in especially in a reciprocating pump, so that even we can go for a higher speeds to without the cavitation occurs. So now we do a numerical problem regarding this. So it is like the cylinder of a the single acting reciprocating pump is 15 cm in diameter and 30 cm in stroke. The pump is running at 30 rpm. The discharge water to a height of 12 meter. The diameter of and the length of the delivery pipe are 10 cm and 30 meter respectively. If the large air vessel is fitted in the delivery pipe at a distance of 2 meter from the center of the pump, find the pressure head in the cylinder at the beginning of the delivery stroke and in the middle of the delivery stroke. Take coefficient of friction F is equal to 0.01. So here the data is being provided as the capital D, or the area of the diameter of the piston is being 0.15, so that we can estimate the total area of cross section of the piston. Then the stroke length L is being provided. From that we can estimate what is the crank radius. Now it is being given whether the speed n is equal to 30 rpm. We can estimate the angular speed by 2 pi n by 60, and hd is given as 12 meter. Then diameter of the delivery side is being given as dd, so that we can estimate the cross sectional area of the delivery side also. So the total length is being given as 30 meter. The L dash D is being, that is the distance from the piston center of the piston to the where the air vessel is fitted, that is being 2 meter. So that we can, the remaining length will be the length of the delivery pipe which will be having an moving with the fluid is moving with an average velocity Vd dash. Then pressure at during the return. So this is being asked at the delivery side. So at the theta is equal to 180 degree. The general expression is hd plus had plus hf dash d, then hfd plus vd bar square by 2g. But we can see that the acceleration head at the beginning will be 0, so this can be omitted, and the other 4 quantities can be added from the data given provided. At the middle of the stroke, what happens is the fluctuating quantity, the friction head, the change in the velocity will be 0, so that this hf dash d quantity will be 0. So we add the other 4 friction heads to obtain the pressure at the middle of the delivery stroke, that is at theta is equal to 270. So this also you can have to add it as a part of the third assignment.